in order to save time. Mine is an acknowledgement. Based on studies in regional and urban development, any infrastructure of this magnitude has lasting impact on the livelihood of the people in that environment. So we'd like to appreciate Mr. President for not only making desperate efforts to leave legacy as those before him. I can tell confidently, the third mainland bridge in Lagos is a legacy of a Nigerite, General Ibrahim Babangida. And I don't know what would have been the life in Lagos without that third mainland bridge today. So for those who are doubting President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, they should remember that the future will tell the story. So, Mr. President, we would like to acknowledge that you have found a round peg in a round hole in person of Engineer Umahi. That is today, as I said somewhere, Wike is walking, Umahi is moving. So, Engineer Umahi, you are moving around the nation, and I'm sure you saw that Bermuda Triangle along Minna Road. That is something that I think you are going to take seriously to make sure that you correct it. And for we Nigerites, we are not only proud of the latest lexicon in terms of leadership and governance enterprise. Not only is he a farmer governor, others think he's an infrastructure governor, others think he's an engineer governor. Whatever you call him is a template of what good governance should be in our country. So, Your Excellency, we can only wish you well and not to rest until you hit the final bar of changing the narrative of good example of what governance is. And for we, Nigerites, we have a responsibility to give support to government at all levels. We should stop complaining. We should add our own value. And that is why it is gratifying today that in this meeting we have all the traditional rulers of Niger State here, because they have always supported government at all levels for the positive development of our people. We thank you, our royal fathers and royal ancestors. Finally, let me say, talk, let's just do one play. So we'd like to humbly invite to, in 3 minutes, entertain our guests here today, the state cultural troupe, known as the Boape International, who will be treating you for just 3 minutes. Please, let's put hands together for the state cultural troupe, Boape International.
Every day I will be passing that road, concussion will be cracking every day. Abba. Qu'est-ce qu'il y a tout kata mon alala tu?
What happened now? I heard you shouting. What happened? I better not tell me nonsense this morning. I asked you they quarrel with me. What happened?
This thing is paining me.
Megida, are you sure you are you sure?
See what?
Baba Gaza, nobody is looking for your death. How will we be your your neighbors and be looking for your death. Baba Gaza, Mama Gaza, you have not heard the good news that has come to us? I heard you complaining of your back because of our road. We have not even thought of going to Badagry, and our waist is already paining us. Our workaholic governor carried this problem sharp to the Jagaban Borgu of Nigeria, of Niger State. And he said, Your Excellency, sir, the road that will lead to Borgu is no good. My people cannot fly that road without complaining. Baba Gaza, from here now, after the construction of this road, today is the flag off of the construction. From today now, after the construction, we will fly from here, Badagry. From here, Sokoto, and it is not a single lane road, it is a 3-lane road covering 125 kilometers. You should be joining the community to celebrate.
Baba Gaza, you see this your waist pain that you're always complaining of. I also complain because you see the road from Badagry and Sokoto. Those roads are my routes. They are my business routes. But now, oh Allah, because of Niger State government and federal government coming together, oh, my problem has been solved. Now I can travel no more. Now I'm traveling on a smooth express road. So I am very grateful and I am very, very happy. Baba Gaza, my brother, don't just end it here. Let me tell you, we need to celebrate. We need to celebrate because with this, see, it's going to boost the economic value of the state and to the country at large. So we need to celebrate it too. That is it.
My people, my people. Today is a day of celebration. Do you know what? God has blessed us with the people of Niger State with a good leader. A leader that cares about his masses. A leader that does not want to hear that any problem have happened to his people. And that is why he has said, Kai, this road that my people will follow, a journey that is supposed to be for 4 hours, they will not spend 20 hours on the road. He said, Kai, I need to do something about it. I am not talking about any other person than our amiable leader, our very own, the caterpillar Meaiki, bulldozer Niger, the Ogara Gum of Niger State. Kai, this praises is not enough. The electrifying governor, the power governor sitting upon the 4 power dams. Kai, let me change this one to my dialect. The Odobu of all Odobu governors. The only governor that when he appears, they know that governors have appeared. We want to appreciate you for bearing our burdens. We, the people of Niger State, we are so lucky to have you as our leader. God has blessed us. Other states now even jealous us. They now wish that they are part of Niger State. But we thank God because we are the ones that God has chosen and give us a good leader. We don't have any other thing that to say other than to say Mungode. Today is a day of celebration. Oh yeah.
Thank you very much, Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Well, we thought this gathering, this commune, would be incomplete if we didn't treat you to part of Niger State's rich culture. And I'm sure that for all our visitors here, they have been impressed by that. Let's give the Guape International another round of applause. Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we're all but done with this stakeholders' engagement on the town hall meeting. But just before we get to listen to the two last speakers on this occasion, it is meet that we call on one to express the gratitude of all Nigelites alike to all of you who have been part of it. And so, at this point in time, would like to take the vote of thanks, which will be delivered by no other than the Speaker of the Niger State House of Assembly, the Right Honorable Abdul Malik Sarkindaji.
Your Excellency, my governor, our governor, the former governor of Niger State, Your Excellency, Honorable Minister, also in Niger State, as referred to by the Permanent Secretary, I will stand on the already established protocol. My job is simple, is to give a vote of thanks. Honorable Minister, let me appreciate you for coming up with this magnificent town hall meeting. This is one of its kind in the history of this country, where our Honorable Minister will feel that the stakeholders are important and their voices is also important. Thank you very much for coming up with this. You've given us a sense of belonging, and a very big kudos to you. Honorable Minister, I must again appreciate you for your sagacity to fix all the federal roads, not just in Niger State, but across this country. But rest assured that Niger State is a one and united family, courtesy of our former governor for his magnanimity, hospitality, inclusiveness, transparency. And that is the more reason and our traditional institutions are on ground to ensure that this project fly without any hiccups. Honorable Minister, I must again appreciate you for plying this road by road. We all expected that you will come by air. Fortunately, you came by road. And we heard when the Permanent Secretary said you almost fumed when you witnessed the dilapidated nature of the roads. Thank you for that. I have observed you with keen interest, Honorable Minister. All the speakers that have spoken, you were busy joting. You were busy joting to the extent where you have consummated virtually all the papers that are given to the governor. I've seen that the governor was asking from behind, please get us more papers. And I want to believe that you have observed with keen interest the submission by the distinguished senator and His Royal Highness the Emir of Kontagora. Please pay attention to this road from Minna, Tegina, Kontagora. It needs attention, Honorable Minister, sir. To our National Assembly, caucus member assembly led by my younger brother, distinguished Senator 313, we want to thank you for the good representation. Because I said my younger brother. Honorable Minister, never mind the age. Distinguished Senator 313 is my younger brother. We want to thank you for the good representation you've been giving to this state. We're very proud of you. We're very proud of you and continue to do us proud. Honorable Minister, we wish you well. And as you return back to Abuja, we hope that you return safely. We want to thank you and your entourage for this opportunity. And I want to say God bless all of us that have been able to attend this town hall meeting. Former Governor, sir, we want to thank you for your hospitality. You're one governor that when it comes to development, there's nothing about tribalism, there's nothing about religion, there's nothing about political affiliation. You're one governor that when it comes to development, everyone is welcome and Niger State first. Thank you, Honorable Minister, and God bless you and your entourage.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. It is now time for the next speaker to be here, an apostle of the innovative leadership of Mr. President, former two-time governor of Ebonyi State, former deputy governor, former deputy majority leader of the 10th Senate, His Excellency Senator David Uwezo Mahin. You are welcome.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Your Excellency, the former governor of Niger State, my big brother, Right Honorable Mohammed Umaru, expander of territories, great transformer, strategic transformer, and curator of opportunities, Bago. That's what I was saying. Your Excellency, I bring greetings from our father, the father of the nation, and a special father to you, His Excellency Senator Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. He has asked me to visit you alongside with our leaders and headmasters, our supervisors, the National Assembly, senators and House of Rep, who are in charge of Ministry of Works oversight functions. Your Excellency, you are a great man, a man of great humility. Within 16 months, we've seen what you have done. We've seen the same spirit of courage, selflessness, and love for the people that you saw in President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and you're replicating exactly the same thing here in Niger State. You've taken over some federal roads. You are not saying these are federal roads. You are saying these roads are for the people of Niger State and for the people of Nigeria. And they are doing it. Your agriculture program, no wonder our father, your father, the president visited here on agri program, and also to see the great urban renewal on our roads, hospitals, schools, and a lot of innovations that you are bringing to bear in Niger State. I am very proud of you. I am very proud of you. Very proud of you. And despite all this, you're a man of great idea and humility. Look at the housing programs you're doing. And each time you say the Niger people, you don't even say I. What a humble governor. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Our regret is that our stay is very brief, because the hospitality you've given to us and the organization we are seeing here, we have never witnessed it anywhere, not even in my state. We are very grateful. We are very grateful. The first son of the president is the first son of the president. You have shown it. You've shown it. And let me confess, sir, that your Minister of State for Agriculture, the wife and my wife, are very bonded sisters. Very bonded sisters. So I'm very, very happy to be here on the order of Mr. President. On the other hand, to see you, my brother, we saw last in Kwara State. And again, my good friend and brother, the Minister of State, Abdullahi Senator. Thank you very much. I've seen the clips of the federal roads in Niger State. I was very happy to see it, and I want Nigerians to see that this is just a tip of the iceberg of the inherited projects of Mr. President. These are exactly the kinds of projects. We have worse situation than this in some states. Mr. President inherited 2,604 projects as at May 29, 2023, totaling 13 trillions as at that time. And certified projects of debt to contractors was about 1.6 trillions, the debt. Today, when we review those projects by the reason of realities on ground, those projects are a total of over 19 trillions. But Mr. President has not abandoned any of the projects. He has not. He has listed all of them in 2024 appropriation. We are doing the projects. In 2025 appropriation, what Mr. President has directed is that he's going to continue these projects, but he's going to engage them. He's going to be selecting between 6 and 8 major projects within the economic corridor of this country, and he will be willing to finish them first, between 6 to 8 projects per zone, per 6 zones of the Federation. And we are begging the National Assembly, if you give us 10 billion per this project, it will not do anything. If you give us 20 billion per this project, it will not do anything. You have to give us a minimum of 50 billion per this project. And that alone will be about 4 trillions. When you give it to us, that should be for a budget of 1 year, but you will concentrate oversighting us. And I promise that in 9 months, we are committed to completing this project within the limit of this funding. Yes, I've heard about bridges. We are working on Murtala Mohammed Bridge, the repairs in Kogi State. We are working in Tomelam Bridge. The professor mentioned it. We are working Eko Bridge and so many other bridges, Buruku Bridge in Benue State. Some of the bridges we are maintaining are in a very serious danger. You may observe what is happening on the deck, but you don't know what is happening within the piles, within the water. And that's why we are seeking about 400 billion to continue the bridges that are in construction and to rehabilitate and maintain these bridges. If any of the bridges goes down, the Murtala Mohammed in Kogi, or the Tom Mainland Bridge, or the Kata Bridge, none of them will take anything less than 5 trillions to reconstruct. And so the National Assembly is invited to note this and to please do something seriously in 2025 budget. Mr. President inherited over 46 tax credit of an MPC. 27% of those projects are in Niger State. They are in Niger State. We have not abandoned them, but we are going to review them. We will review them, and for this reason we are calling on all the contractors of federal roads in Niger State Federal Roads and Bridges to come and do a meeting with us on Friday, this coming Friday. And we will ask His Excellency to send senior government officials of Niger to come and give us opinions of what you want. And we want National Assembly members from Niger State to please attend the meeting. We are going to do that. But note that for these projects to continue, we in 2025 need additional funding of about $1 trillion. That will be about 20 billion, per each of these projects. And that is the only thing that can keep the projects going, because the little funding of an NPC is going to terminate in early 2025. And if you don't appropriate for this project, it means that it will not receive the attention of Mr. President. I want you to know, so that when you do your motions, just know that wants to stop at a section to ask, where do we start counting this 84%? And they could not tell us. So nothing was done. And we're going to take decisive action on that road. There is no way. We can't allow a project to be as old as 14 years and the contractor is receiving annual budget. It was Trump that said that he doesn't envy Zelensky. That is a very lucky man, that every time he comes to America and he goes back with $6 billion, he says he's a lucky chap. So I don't envy Salini. Every budget he comes and he receives money and he goes back and nothing goes on. But that will stop. That will stop. I want to say to the National Assembly members that we inherited the PIDF project. We have the Lagos-Ibadan project. We are completing the last section of phase 1. But we have the 2 sections that we make a complete package as inherited. And we have the second Niger bridge. The bridge was completed, but we have section 2A and 2B, and that is what we make that bridge to be operational. And then we have the Abuja-Kano road inherited, our PIDF project. Under Renew Hope agenda, funding, this project in 2025, we need a minimum of 1 trillion, for us to engage constructively. And let me say a little on Abuja-Kano road. The first section of it is in BPP to be awarded. And that is the first 80 kilometers that is covering the section of Abuja and Niger State. And it's going to be done on concrete. What you see in Lagos, the Coastal Highway, Oworo, Shoki, Apapa Road, that is what you are going to see in that section. And the President has extended the Kano section to include the Aminu Kano International Airport. If you see that road now, it's an eyesore. So the President wants that road, 17 kilometers, he wants it extended by another 10.6 kilometers to Aminu Kano International. So we continue and complete that on asphalt. And so you also have the section 2, which is the section that we've been battling with Julius Berger. And people that do not know, they may not know that we've been negotiating with Julius Berger for 14 months. And people are suffering. But we are committed. We have gotten contractor who is doing palliative so that we not see any pothole while we do the proper procurement. So we are redesigning on the order of the President that section 2, which is 164 kilometers. We are redesigning it on concrete, and we are going to advertise for bidders to bid. And so Julius Berger has the opportunity to bid, because we as a ministry, we cannot give them the amount they are looking for. We agreed before for 710, we increased to 740, and the Federal Executive Council approved. And they came back and said they want 903 billion. We can't continue to be shifting the goalpost at the middle of the game. And there is no going back in redesigning that project on concrete. Because even if you look at the project carefully, you see that there are some failures on the section completed, you see a brand new patch of asphalt on the carriageway. The projects under President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is guaranteed on concrete pavement between 50 and 100 years. That is what he has brought for Nigeria. Can you put your hands together for our president, please? So I want Nigerians and the National Assembly to support Mr. President to borrow money to do these projects. When he borrows money to do this project by your support, there is huge return on investment. The roads will be told. We have economic corridors along the way. We're going to acquire some land, build factories, build relief stations, build housing estates, and that is the only way we will recover the borrowed money. So it is complete investment. So we must support the president to borrow money courageously to do this road. We cannot engage this road by mere appropriation. There must be special funding to tackle this road. These are inherited projects. And that brings me to the 4 legacy projects of the president. The Lagos-Calabar, which is 700 kilometers. We are doing section 1, 47.47 kilometers. We are doing section 2, which is 103 kilometers. And each carriageway is 3 lanes. It has solar lights, it has train track, it has CCTV, and the response time along this corridor is just 5 minutes, which means that at the relief stations, we have cameras, we are watching what is going on the road. Section 1 has advanced tremendously. Section 2 is also advancing. We have gone to discuss section 3A and 3B in Cross River and Akwa Ibom, and the procurement is ongoing. We have also discussed section 5 in Ondo State, and design is ongoing. And so the second one is 1068, which is, this section was a dream by the Shagari administration 48 years back. And no other president attempted to do this project. Only President Bola Asiwaju Ahmed. Can we put our hands together for him? He's a man of rare courage. We have flagged off construction of 120 kilometers on Sokoto axis. We have flagged off 258 kilometers on KB axis. Let me tell you, what Shagari administration dreamt was Badagry, Sokoto. It was only a detribalized president, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, that changed it to start from Sokoto to Badagry. Can we put our hands together for him? Thank you. Now, thank you. Now, we are here to flag off this section 125, and I'm happy that the governor is very happy with the chosen corridor. We have over 68 dams on this corridor. We have a lot of farmlands on this corridor. We have a lot of factories we are going to be developing, a lot of irrigation, wind energy within these corridors of Sokoto-Badagry. There are a lot of economic advantages. I continue to tell people that the President 4 Legacy project is not just the road. It is investment and the roads. Investment is the sense that we have a lot of return on investment. Roads in the sense that these roads will be connecting to the existing roads that the President is building. We have the Trans-Hara. That one is passing from southeast is to Benue State. From Benue State is going to Kogi State, is going to Nasarawa, is going to Abuja. And any moment we have FEC, I am sure that Federal Executive Council is going to approve the construction of that road. We award the road. Unfortunately, when I went through the bidding process, High Tech did not bid. And the people of Southeast are asking, why is it that in their own, with all this equipment of High Tech, with their professional, excellence, why is it that they are not bidding? When I was speaking with the governor, he will say it by himself. He said to me, revoke the Suleja Minna Road and give it to High Tech. Don't give any other company the road Abuja to Kano. I said, Governor, you are the first son of the president. You can say it to the president, but we will follow due process. We follow due process. So, the Akwanga Jos Bauchi Gombe is the 4th legacy project. What a fair president. What a detribalized president. What a loving president. Put our hands together for Mr. President. You know, I saw social media when a woman said that, he's disappointed with all that Dave Umai did in Ebonyi State. He's already campaigning for the president in 2027. It's actually, I'm saying the good works of the president. It's actually the PDP people and Labour that are campaigning for the president. They asked me, how long will this project take to finish? I say between 6 and 7 years. If that means campaigning for the president, yes. If other president did not have the courage to do it, the man that has the courage to do it is the only man that can finish the project. Put your hands together for our president. So, if that means second tenure, well, you have said it. But when the time comes, I will campaign very well throughout the entire country so that the good works that God called the president to do, he will find time to finish it. So we need as Nigerians, we need as Niger people to pray for the president so that God will strengthen him, give him health, give him courage, give him peace, and find money for him to complete this project that he has started. And I'm very confident that the president will do it. Governor, it was before you in Kwara State that Mpigi flagged off campaign for Mpigi, that's the senator of PDP, and the chairman of Works, Senate Committee chairman of Works. He was the one who flagged off this thing, as opposition. And that makes a lot of sense. Mpigi is a very honest and courageous senator. And so if he flagged it off, and in Lagos, it was Senator Osita that also flagged off on behalf of Labour. So who am I but to support all these flags off by telling the country what Mr. President is doing? And I tell you something. You see, the foreign reserve has climbed to 4 billion plus, 40 billion plus. The GDP is growing by 3.6%. You see, the petroleum consumption in the country is coming down. The fuel price is coming down. The agriculture, let every state do what the common and strategic transformer of Niger State is doing, the governor. And nobody will talk about hunger again. The food we ate here yesterday was the produce of the schools. Secondary schools. I was amazed. So let us all get engaged, and then nobody will talk about hunger again, because we have to feed ourselves first. And so I want to thank His Excellency the Governor. In Niger State, there are 2 roads that the president inherited and is moving on well. So I need to report this to the governor. We have the Bida Lambata. Somebody said we should go through that road. And so he wants to keep me on that road for 48 hours. I will dodge it. But I'm told that 80 kilometers has been done. We are going to send our specialists to go and look at it and see what the progress made and review it. We have Jeba Mokwa Road, 42 kilometers by 2. That's 84 kilometers. The president has completed about 30 kilometers. That is 60 kilometers. And so we are very happy, and it's been done by CGC. When we meet on Friday, we will review this project. And like my PAM secretary said, and our headmaster, the House of Rep Committee on Work said, we are going to be engaging external consultants to supervise some of these critical projects. The governor of Niger State is doing it. We are going to also do it. And so we will not depend on the workers of Ministry of Works alone. We will deploy consultants to these strategic projects to supervise and give us report directly under stringent conditions, including swearing, oath of affidavits, so that if there is any compromise, then they know what will happen if they lie under oath. So let me answer some of the questions. Engineer Abu is asking the reason for choice of concrete pavement. When we started this concrete pavement program, I have always been telling people that it was the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, that first started it in Lagos when he was governor. Not me, I'm just copying him. And you can see the interlocking concrete ties in places like Lekki, in VI, in other locations that have a high water table. And so we are continuing from where he stopped. When you see the Apapa Oworonshoki, that project has been there in the past 30 years and had defied all sorts of asphalt work. But the moment we use concrete to do the project, you have even static loads, over 1,000 trucks of loads on that road, and you cannot see any crack. And it is not a hidden fact that there is no road done on asphalt in this country that lasts up to 15 years. The President Legacy Project is given a lifespan of between 50 and 100 years. 50 is when you can notice a hair crack. 100 years is when you can reconstruct. I'm not sure that any of us here will meet that time where you start the reconstruction. But the President is laying a very sustainable future for this country. And that is what God has brought him to do. So the choice of it is that it's cheaper. It will help in our local content. It will reduce the importation and the reduced pressure on the Naira. And it has a longer lifespan. All the materials are locally sourced. So many advantages. Alhaji Useni, the representing 22 communities where the legacy project is passing through is pledging that they will give support. We appreciate that. And the deputy speaker, the governor is already the son of the president. So when that was midwifed, I was not there. So I just have to say aye. The chairman of ADP, thank you very much for your comments. Like you asked him, when will this project be completed? As at today, between 6 and 7 years. And he that has started the good works in Nigeria, God will empower him to finish it. No be so? Former minister, thank you for your commendation. The Suleja Diko Minna Road, we are going to review it. By the reason of a fraction of time, I'm sure that when we review it, we will take over that project and we're going to give it life. We're going to give it life, and we're going to, make the governor and Niger State people to be very happy. The 313, we heard you very loud and clear. But you are the chairman of Senate Committee, chairman of Finance. We need money. We need money. Give us money. Support the president, and we will do all that you want us to do. Governor, I thank you very much for taking part of that route under CCCC. CCCC, very good company. You've made a very good choice. Very good choice. And we've seen what you have started doing. We've seen rocks and rocks you are breaking. We've seen the road. We've seen the sections you finished. And we have come to see the urban renewal. Indeed, that is something we emulate. And we are working in the same spirit because our new project has 3 lanes. And we're already doing 3 lanes per carriageway. Thank you. Your projects are like the legacy project of your father, the president. 6 lanes, 2 carriageways. Thank you very much. Nothing more to say. I can talk and talk, but Nigerians should be patient with the president. Nigerians should pray for the president. Niger people should pray for the president. You have more roads than any other state in this country. And a man that can do it, a man that dreamed 25 years ago of Lagos, Calabar, is the man that God has given the chance to do the job. A man that has the courage to fulfill a dream of the late President Shagari administration 48 years back is a man that God has called to do it. A man that has called to fulfill the colonial masters Trans-Sahara trade route from Calabar to Ebonyi, to Kogi State, to Nasarawa, to Abuja, is a man that God has called to fulfill that dream. And the Abuja, Akwanga, Jos, Bauchi, Gombe, what a president, what a divine calling. Ladies and gentlemen, can we all be uprising and put our hands together for Mr. President?
Please, can we put our hands together for the Honorable Minister? Thank you. Thank you very much. A man whose tenure as governor of Ebonyi State was characterized and known for his landmark industrial and developmental projects. Please, let's put our hands together once again for the Honorable Minister. We'd like to inform you that the TRAAfrica.com is streaming this program online, and as at now we have over 14.6 million viewers. Please put your hands together. In addition to the TVC live coverage that is going on, our very distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, it's now time for us to introduce a man whose ability to set high expectations has clearly shown that he knows the level of responsibility that comes with the role of leadership as a governor of a state like Niger. The former governor of Niger State, Farmer Mohammed Umaru Bago. Please put your hands together for him.
Please sit down, please sit down. Please. Thank you. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Your Excellency, former governor, former senator, honorable minister of works of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, my mentor, my older brother, who has supported me from a long time ago, welcome to Niger State. Distinguished senators, honorable members of the House of Representatives, members of the State Assembly, members of the Executive Council of Niger State, members of the traditional institution led by the Miss Sudan,
distinguished members of the cabinet, ladies and gentlemen, stakeholders, good afternoon. You know, the beauty of talking last is that you are free from the burden of so much explanation. All the people that have spoken have said it all. I'm just here to thank our father, my father, whom I'm pleased with, the President and Commander-in-Chief of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, for taking this bold step in bringing succor to the problems and plight of Nigeria. Thank you, sir. We are grateful. Again, on a lighter note, Honorable Minister, when your engineer stood here and he was making a presentation, I noted one thing, that the section that starts from Niger State is almost equal from Sokoto to Niger and from Niger to Badagry. So I was wondering, why wouldn't we bring the contractor there and let him go left to Sokoto and go left to Badagry? That will speed up the job. However, the value capture of this project is what we should be thinking about. The corridor, 68 dams, huge landscape for agriculture. Niger State, through the Niger Food Initiative, already we have identified 1.2 million hectares of arable land for production. We are begging the minister to check the design so that on this corridor we'll have feeder roads into the farmlands. This will bring productivity. Again, Honorable Minister, we are grateful that you took your time. We are grateful to the senators, especially the Senate Committee on Works and also the Senate Committee on Finance and the House Committees of Works and Finance, respectively, for taking out time to be part of this visitation. You have seen it live. The documentary spoke volumes. We don't have to belabor issues. We need help. We need intervention. Our roads are failing. We even need reforms. We have put in so much of personal resources of the state to attend to the federal government roads. This is because we have the same aspiration, we have the same dreams with the government of Nigeria. The president is our president. We are supporting everything he wants, but we want you to move forward and attend to our issues. And again, you cannot continue to take issues with laxity. We are calling on the minister to revoke the job given to Salini. They are a failed company and they don't have capacity. And that section of road from Abuja to Kaduna that was also revoked, I'm calling on you to give Messrs. High Tech and CCEC, and that of Suleja Minna to also revoke and give High Tech and CCECC. These companies have proven and shown capacity. And in the stakeholders engagement with you on Friday, if I'm going to be there, I will come with the data and I will look at them in their faces and tell them they have failed. Because the kind of works they are doing is responsible for the huge collapse of this road. If they really did good work, they should give us guarantee 30 years, 50 years. So I'm also very excited that these concrete roads are coming to life in Niger State. We will support you. And again, this gives us opportunity as a government to start to think of creating plans for cement production. Niger State has huge deposit of materials that are needed for cement, and we will go and look for investors to come and establish cement factories in Niger State. Finally, we have seen opportunity that the Senate and the House have given us to say they will support us and support our projects. I want Nigerians to pray for them, that they will continue to do well, and to pray for the minister that has also vouched to say he's going to declare a state of emergency on our state roads. Thank you very much. And God bless you. Have a nice day.
Your Excellency, sir. Please, everybody, sir. Our distinguished senators, the Speaker, our Royal Highnesses, please be seated. The program is not ended yet. It's just a group photograph. Remain where you are. The State Chairman, APC.
Welcome back from the live telecast. We'll now continue with our regular program. Stay tuned.
Sometimes it's the story that calls. At other times, the people just want to be heard.
School, I need students, but I need teachers.
Can't continue like this.
Their voices re-echoing through time itself.
We haven't done anything.
If the tide is high, everybody run for safety.
Their tears leave a sweet, sour taste for all their demands. A familiar call beckoning for change. In our world, no one expects a disaster to happen. But when it does, we'll be there to x-ray all sides, from the east to the west, north and south. Community Forum will examine the oddities and challenges to economic development, as well as issues yearning for government intervention. Watch fresh episodes of Community Forum on Sundays by 9:30 p.m. only on TVC News.
Good morning, Marina Station and all the passengers.
Efficient, it's comfortable.
This development will go a long way in reducing congestion and emission.
The trains are a long-term solution to Lagos traffic challenges.
This is where we take the final, decisions on policies, programs of government. I will have to ensure that, the narration of Lagos as a PLC is taken very, very seriously.
This is a major pedestrian bridge linking Oyingo here to Apapa Road over there.
With this overpass, we are providing what we call permanent solutions.
This place is one of the most dangerous areas at the biosecurity environment.
This can go into the news and every crumbs of your neighborhood.
Our goal is to remain as Africa's model megacity, to move our GDP from the 5-6 position to the 3rd position, and we believe it's achievable with all the commitments we have.
Explore the city of Lagos, where dreams are made and possibilities are endless. Amadedoja Salamadini. I live in Lagos, inside Lagos.
Every major news story is with Benic perspective and layered with different levels of impact.
Hello. What time did this happen? We will be right there.
At TVC News, we follow the big and major news, gathering the facts, witnessing the outcome.
I am here live at the aftermath of the approval of the new national minimum wage.
We are TV Station of the Year, not just for breaking news, but for being first, fair and accurate. TVC News. First, with breaking news.
Muhammad Ali was born and raised in Louisville, Kentucky on January 17, 1942. His birth name was Cassius Marcellus Clay Jr. He began training as an amateur boxer at age 12, and at 18 he won a gold medal in the light heavyweight division at the 1960 Summer Olympics and turned professional later that year. In his early years as a professional, Clay was more highly regarded for his charm and personality than for his ring skills. He sought to raise public interest in his fights by reading childlike poetry and spouting self-descriptive phrases like float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. On February 25, 1964, at age 22, he pulled off a major upset, defeating Sonny Liston to win the World Heavyweight Championship. That same year, he shocked the boxing establishment again by denouncing his birth name as a slave name and formally took the name Muhammad Ali, which was given to him by his spiritual mentor Elijah Muhammad, leader of the Nation of Islam. For the next 3 years, Ali dominated the boxing arena. Then, on April 28, 1967, citing his religious beliefs, Ali refused induction into the U.S. Army at the height of the Vietnam War. Ali was stripped of his championship and precluded from fighting by every state athletic commission in the United States for 3.5 years. Ali's message of black pride and black resistance to white domination was on the cutting edge of the civil rights movement. In October 1970, Ali was allowed to return to boxing, but his skills had eroded. On March 8, 1971, he challenged Joe Frazier, who had become heavyweight champion during Ali's absence from the ring. It was a fight of historic proportions, billed as the fight of the century. Frazier won a unanimous 15-round decision. Following his loss to Frazier, Ali won 10 fights in a row, 8 of them against world-class opponents. After defeating Norton in a rematch, he fought Joe Frazier a second time and won a unanimous 12-round decision. Ali was the first fighter to win the World Heavyweight Championship on 3 separate occasions. He successfully defended his title 19 times. His place in boxing history as one of the greatest fighters ever is secure. His final record of 56 wins and 5 losses with 37 knockouts has been matched by others, but the quality of his opponent and the manner in which he dominated during his prime placed him on a plateau with boxing's immortals. Outside boxing, Ali attained success as a spoken word artist, releasing 2 studio albums, I Am the Greatest 1963 and The Adventures of Ali and His Gang vs. Mr. Tooth Decay 1976. Both albums received Grammy Award nominations. He also featured as an actor and writer, releasing 2 autobiographies. Muhammad Ali retired from boxing in 1981 and focused on his religion, philanthropy and activism. In 1984, he made public his diagnosis of Parkinson's syndrome, which some reports attributed to boxing-related injuries, though he and his specialist physicians disputed this. He remained an active public figure globally, but in his later years made fewer public appearances as his condition worsened and he was cared for by his family. Ali was chosen to light the Olympic flame at the start of the 1996 Olympic Games in Atlanta, Georgia. He died on June 3, 2016.
At TVC News, wherever the big news story is happening, we're geared up to break it. TVC News, first with breaking it.
What are those things that you think can be done?
Promoting exports is a task that involves many other activities.
Yes.
Want to promote export, it simply means you make the local environment hospitable for manufacturing to grow, so that they can produce, not only produce for local consumption, they can produce to export. That is one. 2, within the context of raw materials, we must make the farms, we must make the agricultural sector also productive in such a way that they can produce, and the raw materials that we are not maximizing in the context of turning them into other products, we can export those raw materials. So when I want to say, if I say I want to promote export, that means I'm looking at addressing the regulatory bottlenecks that are stifling the businesses from maximizing their production capacity. I'm saying I want to address the issue of power. And in the last 1 month, we had the national grid collapsing almost 3, 4, 5 times. That means for me to make export, to promote export, I have to also deal with the issue of power, which is really out of the realm of our ministry. That means I have to liaise with the Ministry of Power to see what exactly are we doing. We need to supply power to these industries. Yesterday, there is a report about the number of unsold, the quantum of unsold stocks that we have in the market by the Manufacturers Association. So many issues out of the realm of our ministry. I've mentioned power now. I've mentioned security. I've mentioned there are regulators that are not within the content, within the confines of the Ministry of Industry. So we need to deal with, first, the issues within the ministry. And then she needs to find a way around a proper alignment and coordination and support of those other ministries so that they can support the task of promoting export and attracting FDI. In a few days' time, the NYSC will be running a job fair. And you have thousands of Nigerian youths graduating, leaving the NYSC and coming to the job market. Then the question we've not asked ourselves is, which offices, which companies
will absorb this?
Are they going? If we continue to create bottlenecks, unnecessary, ridiculous bottlenecks for these organizations, for them, that making them unsustainable in the short, medium, and long term, then where will the thousands of Nigerian youths, where are they going? Are we running job fairs for just job fair's sake? So by reason of a regulator's activity, insensitive activity, you have created problem for the Ministry of Labour because crisis with the issue of unemployment. You have created problem for the Ministry of Industry because the factories are closing down. I mentioned 3 big organizations that have left Nigeria and relocated their headquarters to some other places. We are not worried. We seem not to be worried about the things that are that should be our priority. And those are the concerns that we have, and those are the issues that the new minister we have to deal with. Quite unfortunate.
Moving forward, we have 2 minutes to wrap up this segment. What are your highlights for the end of the year? It's November. So 2 weeks almost to the end of this month, and we're talking about December now. Manufacturers are talking about stocks not being sold. What's your outlook for 2025?
Well, once you can breathe to the end of the year, then you'll have had some wins. But our expectation really is this, and it's quite important for us to state this. We have regulators that are still working at cross purpose with this administration's key objective of growing this economy. We have regulators that have taken it as a stock in trade to either frustrate the business because they want to generate revenue, and those are concerns for us. Even when you have the prerogative to slam penalties, and for me it's common sense. Will I rather slam penalties and allow the business to close down because I want to generate revenue? It's not rocket science. I think we should temper the application of these regulations, of this penalty, with some level of consideration. So that what do we gain if I slam you 10 million naira or $10 million as penalty, and the consequences for the business? The business either shuts down, relocates to other clients to produce. And you mentioned the AFCFTA, which is an opportunity for us and also a big risk. So I think there should be an alignment of all these issues with these regulators so that the businesses can breathe well before the end of the year, so that the unsold stocks that are building up in shops and stores, so that those unsold stocks can go down. Because if the disposable income of an average Nigerian or the household doesn't increase, then it has consequences for those stocks. And if those stocks are not sold, it has serious consequences for the business, and it has consequences for this economy, big time.
Brilliant. Thank you so much, Mr. Adewale Ayorin, the Director General, Nigerian Employers Consultative Association. Do enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you for having us on again.
All right, then. Well, coming up next on the show, we'll be looking at issues around food security in the country with a focus on efforts by state government. Commissioner for Finance and Economic Development, Benue State, Mr. Michael Oglegba, joins me live from our Abuja studios after this breather to continue this conversation immediately. Don't go away. It's Business Nigeria. program.
How can I help?
What makes TVC the right choice for my business?
Excellent question, sir. Let me share some exciting facts with you.
Start your day on TVC Entertainment with Wake Up Nigeria, a family and lifestyle show. Your view empowers women globally.
It's your view, let it count.
Entertainment Splash delivers the hottest celebrity trends. On TVC News, we keep you informed with breaking news and in-depth analysis of events shaping the world.
I will continue to speak the truth.
TVC News at 7 and TVC News at 10 p.m. delivers the most important stories of the day. Max FM, your hit music radio station, captivates listeners daily across Lagos and Abuja, making every commute more enjoyable. Adaba 88.9 FM is not left out, as it is the voice of Southwest. And on TVC Digital, we reach to million viewers daily. All together, pulls in over 17 million viewers daily. Contact us on 0707 272 8338 or marketing at tvccommunications.tv. Partner with TVC Communications today. Let's grow together.
All right, there. Thank you so much for staying with us. The Senior Special Advisor to President on Industrialization, African Development Bank Group, Professor Banji Oyeyinka, disclosed that the country spent about $10 billion on food imports, including fish. He said despite having large bodies of water and oceans, the bulk of these imports, cereals, corn, maize, and wheat, got $3 billion last year, speaking at the opening of the 2024 Agricultural Summit Africa with theme From Scarcity to Security. Professor Yinka said these things we can produce, and yet all preconditions are there for us to be self-sufficient in food production. Other speakers said despite the current security challenges in the country, that farmers should not be denied access to finance to boost food production, adding that the bank had committed over $33 million to fund women in agriculture at single-digit interest rates. Well, let's cross to Abuja, where the Commissioner for Finance and Economic Development, Benue State, Mr. Michael Oglegba, is joining me to talk more around this very important topic. Honorable Commissioner, thank you so much. It's good to have you here.
Thank you. It's good to be here.
Let's start with our agricultural process as a country. And I know that your state is doing so well when it comes to food, or maybe was before now. What are the basic challenges, and how have they affected production in recent times?
Okay,